Someone says, why is he against medication for mental illnesses? I'm not against medication for mental illnesses. Why do you give sexual advice to your viewers who are... Actually, I give sexual advice to everybody who's watching. Again, you're not allowed to be on YouTube unless you're over 13. And if you are watching that, I make it very clear what the video is about. You can stop watching it at any point, but if people choose to watch it, then that's their choice. Sex ed is introduced to people at 4th grade on a regular basis. So if you guys are upset at sexual education, talking about sexual situations, then you should probably address that with the schools. Does he feel he's partly responsible for Shiloh's singing break? Shiloh has repeatedly communicated that it's my fault that our career didn't work out. So if you guys want to blame me for that, you can, because I can actually make a connection as to why Shiloh's no longer singing and my introduction into her life. If I could go back and erase that and give her a future, I would. But the key thing is that she never told me that me being in her life was going to risk her career. And she actually said that it was the opposite, that everything would be fine. So then I went to Canada and she continued her career and so forth. But eventually she decided to move back with me here. And that's kind of when things came to a halt, is after she moved home with me, because she decided to. And I was happy because I loved her so much, and I just wanted to be with her. You had posted a few videos about true love, which you have now taken down. Do you still think that codependency is good? I think that codependency can be good if the person is dependable. If the relationship doesn't last, codependency is a horrible thing. Is he getting back with Shiloh, or maybe he's asked if he's found a girl he likes? I'm not getting back with Shiloh. Just because, it's obviously a disaster. How can you say you are telling the truth when people have documented all the evidence proving you're a liar? Those people need to talk to me directly. Okay? I know a lot of people feel like they've caught me in lies. However, the thing with haters is they tend to assume that there's a full connection there when the full story hasn't been told. If you guys want to hear the full story, then by all means come to onision.net/contact and ask me a specific question about some inconsistency, and I can easily tell you, because I'm telling the truth. So if I can explain everything, if you give me the chance to explain everything, like I'm on this live broadcast now, willing to explain everything, and I'm just waiting for the questions. So ask me the questions that question consistencies, and I'll answer them. I have no problem doing that. Greg, why do you feel the need to prove your haters don't bother you when your actions indicate otherwise? I'm not trying to prove that they don't bother me. I'm trying to prove that their opinions aren't wanted. You know? I don't want... It's like someone walking up to you and saying, hey, you're an asshole. It's like, you don't want to hear that. And that's my point. I don't want to hear what haters have to say if it's purely negative and not constructive to me. Like, if it's even mostly negative, I don't want to hear it. If you can be constructive, and if you can be positive, then I'm willing to hear it. But otherwise, I don't want to hear it. So this isn't about proving that haters, I don't care about haters. It's proving that I don't want to hear from them. I don't, that's why I block them, because I don't want their opinions. I don't want negativity. And I try to avoid it, and then I end up going on a rant, which is negative, because of that frustration in my life. So it's like, it's a never-ending cycle. They bring this negativity, and I respond to the negativity because I'm weak, in the sense that I lose my temper, and I go on a rant, and then I look back and I say, well, I don't want negativity. And it's like, people say, well, you were negative. And it's like, well, that's the problem. I have a problem. And I'm constantly trying to work on that by getting these haters out of my life and being able to focus on the positive. But when they constantly email you, when they constantly force their opinions on you, it's hard to get away. It would be nice if I had to subscribe to haters to hear their opinions, but I don't. They come to me and they force their opinions on me, which makes my life hard. Considering that you have to get out of bed sometimes, isn't it more important to get along with your significant other? I don't know what that means. I'm not with anybody that I'm not getting along with. I don't have a significant other. You posted is he getting back with Shiloh? Maybe ask. No, there you got that one. How can you say you are telling the truth when people document? Okay. Greg, why do you feel the need to prove that? Wow, I've gone through all these. Do you think you have mental issues, health issues? If so, will you do anything about them? Here's the thing. When I was with Sky, we had a 5-year marriage where everything was very stable. So then I found someone else, right? I divorced Sky and I moved on from Sky after the divorce. So then my life goes to complete shit. Everything goes chaotic. Sky was obviously a person that I was stable with to a degree, minus, me being depressed all the time and feeling like it was going nowhere and having less and less inspiration every single day. I mean, that was a draining relationship I was in, but nevertheless, it wasn't insane, So everything went crazy when I moved on, so you kind of have to look at that and go, maybe the stability in Greg's mind isn't necessarily based on, himself. Maybe the instability is based on the people that he introduces into his life. I'm not trying to compliment myself. I'm just saying it's something to consider. What do you think should make a? What made you think you should make a string of videos about your ex again the past few weeks? I wanted to make those videos to finally defend myself because I was, in a sense, cowardly, or I wasn't strong enough to stand up and make a bunch of videos about that whole thing and what happened. So finally, after all this time, after I got out of that relationship with Shiloh and I was all alone, I was able to reflect on my previous relationships, because when you're in a relationship, you don't so much think about the past relationships, or at least I don't. The past relationships are the past relationships, and I tend to try not to focus on it too much. And now that I'm single, I have time to think about all this, and that's why this kind of came up again. It's certainly something that I wish I never went through, and I would never want to go through again. It's just a horrible experience for me, but whatever. Should the petition... Oh, I'm not even going to read that one. That's an irrelevant question. About petitions, it's just really not even...